Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a new playlist pertaining to the Canon Vixia r800 video camera. I just acquired it as my very first video camera for blogging on YouTube, and I have to say I'm very pleased with it. It was so easy to set up. So good to see such clear images. So easy to find solutions to anything that might come up. So I'm going to share that with those of you who are interested, just to try to provide you with some quality content that can help you out in your journey too as a blogger if you are using a Canon Vixia r800. So I did a lot of research, and I first chose the GoPro Hero Session simply because it was $199 and it seemed really exciting to have an action camera. Unfortunately, the camera has no viewfinder and no screen to see what you're doing, and so it requires you to have an app called Capture so that your camera and your smartphone can communicate with each other and you can change settings and view what you're doing, etc. Well, I tried relentlessly for 2 days, obsessively trying, as someone with pretty good amount of experience on computers, and I could not get it to connect no matter what. I also began to feel objections to the fact that you have to set up these accounts and you have to consent to data mining and you have to store your things on the cloud, and that when the camera and the phone do communicate, it stores it on your phone's internal memory, not the SD card. And I don't have any memory on my phone. So it just did not work. It was very dissatisfying. So after 2 days, I returned it to Best Buy where I bought it. I did more research, deeper this time, into the Canon series, the R series. And at first I wanted to go with the r80 because it has 16 gigs of internal storage and it has built-in Wi-Fi. So I immediately went and looked at the apps that it requires and read all the reviews, and apparently it has similar complaints. If you have an iPhone or a Mac, it might work, but if you have an Android phone, no dice. So I decided to go with the r800 because it relies on SD cards and it does not have built-in Wi-Fi. Therefore, no built-in surveillance, if you get me. So I went and bought it after watching many tutorials, reading many tech articles, etc., etc. And so I brought it home. I opened the box. Everything was bubble wrapped and nicely presented. I plugged it in for 7 hours and 45 minutes to charge the battery. Woke up the next day, turned it on, and the setup was so easy. Just a few buttons to choose and you're good to go. Now, I've never used a video camera before, so I don't know what the different effects will cause in the video. So I'm going to do a series here where I show you as I learn. Like tonight I'm going to build a bonfire in the yard and I'm going to try to use the night photography to show you what it looks like on this camera. I'm going to go out to some state parks. I'm going to go to the beach where it's very windy, and so forth and so on. I'm going to use the fast motion, the slow motion, and just show you what it's like. So the storage and transfer to get it online for YouTube. I have a laptop that I've used quite heavily and it has a lot of wear and tear, so the USB ports and the HDMI port don't work. So that's out as an option. So what I found works was, also because my SD card had been in the GoPro, it was locked and formatted already, so I had to put it back in the camera and go through the settings and initialize it. And thank God the Canon erased all the files and let me start fresh. So I recorded some test videos, and then I took the SD card out of my camera, I took the SD card out of my phone, I put the SD card from the camera into my phone, and the files showed up just fine, and I was able to upload it just fine. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it manually and old-fashioned. And that'll give me a lot more control rather than putting it in the cloud and, you know, consenting to data mining and all of that, which I just don't like the idea of, especially since I'm an activist and who knows what I'll end up filming as far as interviews and footage at rallies and parades and festivals and things. I don't want my things to go up on the cloud like that before I have a chance to edit them. I want to store them on my external hard drive and on my SD cards. So that was really easy. I was a little bit panicky while I was switching all these cords and seeing they didn't fit and my ports didn't work, etc., etc., etc. Now, the quality of the camera, the auto zoom on it is amazing. It's a little slider bar on the top that takes you close up and far away. There was no blur on my camera. It just zoomed right in to really far away. I could see great details, which, for example, if you're doing surveillance or you're a stalker, that would probably work great. I plan to use it for bird watching, hiking, festivals, and things like that. But the image stabilization and the zoom and the autofocus all work fantastic. And the coloring of this camera is also good. At Best Buy, when they were trying to get me to buy the GoPro, they told me that this little camera, when you upload videos, it gives it a yellow tint or something, which is a total lie. I think they were just trying to sell me a GoPro. This camera has very true-to-life colors. I'm sitting in my living room right now in natural light with no lighting, and you can see the colors pretty good. And I'm pretty old, and it's making me look pretty good too. So I'm pretty pleased with it, actually. And I'm really looking forward to taking it out on some road trips, some hikes. There's some activists coming to our house this weekend who I'm going to interview about American history and activism and current events and things like that. I'm going to get some B-roll footage of us cooking and having a bonfire and things like that, and kind of blend them together into videos for my other channel called New World Rising. I have several channels, and I'm going to be doing different videos for each one to provide quality content for my viewers and for those who are interested in these topics. The Canon Vixia r800 is a pretty popular camera, and I can see why. It's inexpensive. It was $299, which I'm flat broke. My boss bought it for me at Best Buy. And so I have to return the investment by making videos every day. And it's just going to be a joy with this little camera. It really is. It's like, it's so easy and so fun to tweak with everything, and just, I have no complaints whatsoever at all. So basically, oh, and it also has like a shutter door on the front to protect your lens, but I'm going to buy a case. I don't have a case, I don't have a tripod, I don't have any extra lenses, I don't have anything. I just have the camera and what came in it. And that's fine. That'll work fine. But because of the nature of our travels, I'm going to get a case. So, I will keep you updated on the next video. It sounds like my little children need some attention right now. So, if you have this camera, please give me any feedback in the boxes down below. And I'll be talking to you again soon.